first and foremost, we are so glad that you are joining us tonight for some incredible testimonies, right? These supplements that the four women that you're going to hear from tonight are going to be myself, Maria, Bianchi, Karen Ray, and Margot Samron. We all started kind of similar times, and we'll go into a little bit about that. But we all started because we didn't feel good, right? We heard about some all natural plant based supplements. I personally had a friend sharing about them, and she was really sick. And one day she was hiking on a mountain. And I remember grabbing my phone and going to FaceTime and being like, I need to see where you're at right now. Because she was posting about being on this mountain and hiking and doing all these things. And I'm like, what are you doing? Because you were in a wheelchair, you were losing all your hair, you weren't feeling good, you were exhausted, ambulances were coming to your house. And she literally went from being very, very sick to thriving. So I had asked her about the supplements. It was in 2020, actually. We were just coming out of the COVID kind of, couldn't be around other people type of thing, and the mask wearing and all the things. And I had come home from teaching at Sunlight Christian Academy, where my daughter went to school, and I knew I wasn't feeling good. By the afternoons, homeschooling, doing the things, I didn't feel good. I was exhausted. I wasn't going to the bathroom regularly. Like, there was just so many things. But I also had something called hypothyroidism, and I was on levothyroxine for 17 years. So I'd go to the doctor, I'd talk to them about it, and they were like, hey, this is your new normal. This is the way that you're going to feel. It's okay. Push through those afternoons, have a cup of coffee, have an energy drink, right? This is what they tell you. And so I'm like, all right, this is my new normal. Until I started these supplements. Once I got in touch with this friend, I started these supplements and things started to change. In about 4-5 weeks, I mean, I was going to the bathroom regularly. I was no longer exhausted. I was looking for things to do, you guys. So prior, I'd be on the couch kind of, by the afternoon and exhausted, kind of mom zombie mode, right? Just exhausted. And then I didn't even need to sit. I was looking for things to do, cleaning out closets. Like, my husband was like, what is going on? And I'm like, I feel good. Like, I'm starting to feel really good. Well, long story short, in 6 months, you guys, my dosage of my levothyroxine was actually cut in half. And in 1 year, I was removed completely from my levothyroxine. No more traces of hypothyroidism in my blood work or needing any kind of medication. I still go every 6 months to have my blood work done. But what I want you to hear is the way that I feel now compared to how I felt on my medication. I am two different women. I feel good. I sleep good. I have energy. I'm using the bathroom regularly. So I couldn't help but share with friends, and you are going to hear from 3 of them right now. First and foremost, I'm going to introduce you to Maria Bianchi. Maria actually watched me for a little bit, and then she joined me, but she waited. So I want her to share her testimony with you guys.
Thank you, Kimberly. Yes, I am so grateful that Kimberly started sharing these supplements that started helping her feel good, because that's what we do, right? I mean, you tell your girlfriends, you got something new, a new lipstick, new perfume, new bag, whatever it is. But you definitely, the first person you're going to tell is your bestie, right? And so I'm so grateful that she started to share something that was working for her. Because I will tell you, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background, on my history, because sometimes, this is the important part, and sometimes I think the people fail to see. They may see my social media and see me traveling or hanging out with friends or going to the gym or doing this or doing that, well, guess what? They may be thinking, wow, like, she has, I feel like an echo, right? They might start thinking, wow, like, she's got a good life. She's never struggled. She's never gone through any hard times. She feels good. But, the reality is, there was quite a journey. So I'm just going to share with you really quick. I was married for 17 years, and at the age of 37, I became a widow. My husband was killed in a motorcycle accident, and I was 37. And 3 years later, at the age of 40, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had a double mastectomy. I had 13 rounds of chemo, and then I had a full hysterectomy. So, guys, cover your ears, cover your eyes. They removed my ovaries, fallopian tubes, my cervix, my uterus, right? I mean, so this was in my 40s. So when I tell you that I was struggling, I mean, with depression, with weight gain, with hormone imbalance, hot flashes, night sweats, constipation, all of it, I really, really was struggling all through my 40s. And I've tried it all. And so I love being able to share that because, I know that there's a lot of women out there that, and men, right? I mean, they're struggling, you try different things, but especially women, we suffer in silence, and we try it all. And nothing worked until Kimberly shared these supplements with me. And it's about gut health. At the end of the day, it's about gut health, getting to the root cause of the problem. And for me, that was the missing link. That was the missing piece. I started gut health supplements, and by the way, I have a picture here of the month that I started. Right. So here's what I look like. The month that I started Plexus, I was 51 years old. This was 3 years ago. I am 54 years old, and hard to believe. I have more energy. I'm sleeping. I'm happier. I'm in a better mood. I'm not battling depression. And so I know these are a lot of taboo stuff that people normally do not talk about, and but we're talking about it, right? Because we want to help other people really try the supplements. Because again, 60-day money back guarantee, and that's what Kimberly said. She goes, they're natural, gluten free, non-GMO, and they come with a 60-day money back guarantee. I did not overthink this. I was desperate to feel better, and so I tried it. Within a few weeks, I started to feel better. I started to go to the bathroom. I started to sleep better. The weight started to come off. In the first month, I think I lost like 8 pounds. The second month, like 7 more. By the third month, I was down like 20 pounds, and in total, 40 pounds in my 50s. That never happened to me in my 20s or 30s, right? And so, so I was super, super excited to be in my 50s and to just not making a whole lot of changes, but just giving my body exactly what it needs so that it can do exactly what it needs to do. And so, so here we are today, just sharing something that we love, something that's really worked for us, and I'm grateful, forever grateful. And on this journey, meeting so many incredible women, and one of them I want to share right now. I think I'm passing it over to Margot. Correct? Yes, yes. And so, and I'll never forget the first day I met Margot. But again, I was one hot mess. And really quick, the first day I met Margot, we were walking around the Lake and Tradition, and all I remember is I was one bubbly mess. I mean, hot mess, crying. I just started pouring, just just poured out every problem, every struggle that I was having, and that's the first day I met Margot, and I love it, and I love you, Margot. And so
I love you too,
I'm
Maria.
gonna turn it over to you.
All right. And I loved every minute of it. All right. So don't you ever feel anything, wrong about that, because that's what I'm happy that you open up with me. Let's put it this way. Yes, yes. So yes, I started I think a month after Kim, right? She reached out to me, and I was struggling with IBS for many, many years, and menopause as well. I was 53 at the time when I started, so menopause was right there. But as an adult, I was chronically constipated. Sorry to say that, but that's how it was, days without going. And I think that ended up causing the IBS, because, you know, all the toxins inside your intestines. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was, you know, it could turn into IBS, but yeah, I think maybe 2 or 3 days after I started getting regular. That was the first thing that I noticed. I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going every day." So that it's, you know, we all get happy when we become regular. But yeah, then I also noticed the bloating, the digestion, because I had tried to go gluten-free, dairy-free. I was drinking apple cider vinegar, right, to see if it would help with the symptoms of IBS, but nothing. I was taking probiotics, very expensive probiotics, right? Refrigerated, powder, you name it, I tried, but nothing helped. And I remember asking Kimberly, my first question was, why is your probiotic any different from the ones that I'm already taking, and I don't notice, you know, any improvements in my IBS? And then she explained it, the double capsule, freeze dried, and the antifungal. So and when she told me the 60-day money back guaranteed, I said, okay, I have nothing to lose, right? And I'm so glad I did. I tried it, and yeah, IBS, I don't know what that is anymore. You know, maybe 6 weeks into it, you know, everything was back to normal. And menopause, the hot flashes, um, sleeping. I would wake up 3 or 4 times throughout the night, and that was very new to me because I used to be a very, you know, heavy sleeper, and that was a mess. And also the mood swings and all that. So everything slowly, you know, changed. Yeah, a couple of months, and I was feeling much better. And yeah, I don't know now, you know, I'm 57. I don't know where I would have been without the supplements. I would probably, you know, menopause, I'm sure, would have taken the best of me, because we all know how rough it can be. But and I was always into the natural. I did not want to, nothing against, but for me, I wanted to try something natural before starting any hormone replacement or anything like that. And I'm glad I did, because it worked. So now to Karen.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Kimberly shared with me as well. Actually, I watched her. She shared right away when she started the products, but I watched her for 10 months in secret. I didn't let her know I was interested. And I wasn't interested at first, but I ran into a mutual friend and asked her what this pink drink was that Kim kept sharing about. And she said it was for gut health and many different issues. And I had slowly put on weight after having my kids and was just desperate. I ended up seeing a picture of myself that somebody else shared. I was at a Girl Scout field trip with my daughter, and somebody took a picture of me. Actually, I have it here. Let me show you if you haven't seen it. Somebody posted this picture on Facebook, and I was like mortified. So I realized that I needed to try something, and I wanted to try the products that Kim was sharing about. So I did. I called her up, and she told me a little bit about it and gave me the 3-day box that we used to have to try the samples. And right away, I loved the taste of everything. And I also did have a sweet tea addiction. So prior to starting the products, I was drinking a ton of sweet tea, and that probably contributed to my weight gain. But so when I started the products, that craving went away. And I noticed just having more energy, sleeping better, waking up and not being exhausted, because prior to starting the products, I would wake up just tired, like from not sleeping well. I mean, I felt like I was sleeping, but I woke up tired. So and then I started noticing more energy, sleeping better, less bloating, and then just my clothes were getting loose. And then the scale started to move. So all this kind of, snowballed into 65 pounds weight loss, built my confidence, just everything, just how I feel overall. It's been a game changer. And I know I was super skeptical at first, which is why I didn't show interest. And it's been a game changer for me. So totally cut out the sweet tea craving. I gained the energy. Um, and this is another photo. This one I took when I first started the products, which I said, I'm never sharing this picture. And then this was after the weight loss. So it's just been such a blessing, and I'm just thankful. I also thought that I would take advantage of the money back guarantee because other things had not worked for me. But this just worked, and I didn't change anything. My diet, I had more energy, so I was able to exercise and want to exercise, but I just started walking. And yeah, the rest is, it's been almost 3 years. September is 3 years. So yeah, that's my story.
And I did, Karen, thank you for sharing your story, Margot, as well. But just one question, Karen, and you
Yes.
just mentioned it at the end, because I didn't know you before Plexus. We met through Plexus. But then not right away, but down the road, then I started seeing you sharing about, is it yoga? You started doing yoga?
I started doing Pilates.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pilates,
Yeah.
right? So is that something that you did before Plexus?
No, I started that. Actually, I used to be a firefighter and I had a back injury. So I started that to strengthen my core, because I still, every once in a while, if I sneeze wrong or something, I throw my back out. So I wanted to strengthen my core. So I started that. Actually, I didn't start that until um March, September, October, November, 6 months into Plexus. And I had already lost 40 pounds
Yeah.
by that point. And then I
And
started the Pilates, and yeah.
And a lot of people ask me as well, like, hey, did you work out? And honestly, I was so depressed. So that's kind of my story. And again, when I cried my heart out to Margot the first day we met, I was just not well. And so it was, Kimberly just said, just take your product, be consistent, drink your water, and that's it, right? And so I didn't work out, right? Because I was not mentally there. I was not trying to be around people. I didn't have I just wasn't in the right place yet. But 6 months down the line, all of a sudden I have all this, the energy. I want to work out. I want to be around people. I'm like, oh. So then I came back, like it was like a rebirth, really. My mom said she felt like she got her daughter back because I was just such in a dark place for so long. So again, I know, so you had, 65 pounds weight loss. I had 40. And so I know that a lot of people ask, did you lose weight to do it? Right. Did you work out to do it? And again, we didn't work out to lose it. But again, I do it. I like it now. One, I just love how I feel. And as I get older, I want to stay strong. I want to have muscles. I know I've watched my parents, as they get older, you start losing muscle mass. So it's important to me, and I have the energy and I feel great. And so anyway, I wanted to share that. So Kimberly,
Yeah,
I'm
and
back to you.
so like with my energy, all I did for the first 6 months was walk. And that was like 3 or 4 times a week. I walked with my neighbor, and I haven't done Pilates in a year now. I did it for a year, and then it's been a year since I stopped. So yeah.
Yes. And I waited to share a little piece about me because I wanted you guys to hear about the weight loss, right? Maria mentioned 40 pounds weight loss. Karen mentioned 65 pounds of weight loss. Weight loss is not my story, right? You listened to 4 very different stories, but my story was hypothyroidism, but also inflammation. So when I first started, if I would have allowed the scale to dictate whether or not I was going to continue each day, statistically, I would have given up on myself, right? Because I would have been getting on the scale and the scale wasn't moving. But I will tell you this, my body needed to lose inflammation. So I lost 6 pounds in a year, 6 pounds in an entire year. What is that? A half a pound a month? Like, right? When you add it up. But I lost 4 dress sizes. So if I would have given up, I would have missed out on, first of all, the way that I feel, 4 dress sizes of inflammation, right? But through consistency and really not using the scale as my whether or not I was going to continue, it was how do I feel? The small wins I would celebrate, right? And a win to me was just getting 6 water bottles in my body in a day. When I first started, I didn't drink enough water, right? I was numbering water bottles and I was counting that as a win. I would go through 6 water bottles and I was high-fiving myself like, girl, you did it, right? So I hope that everybody on the call, I would love for you guys to go into the chat real quick and tell us, is there something that you heard tonight that you personally can relate to? Whether it's my hypothyroidism, my inflammation, Maria's 40 pounds of weight loss, or depression, anxiety, not using the bathroom regularly, not feeling good in her skin, or Margot's menopausal, IBS, right? Or Karen needing weight loss. Like, is there something that you could relate to tonight on this call? Throw it in the chat. And then unmute if you've got any questions before we go. I know we said 30 minutes, so we've got a few minutes before we have to hop off, but we would love to open it up. If you've got questions for you, for somebody else, for a friend, we're here to answer those questions, you guys. So go in that chat. What are you here for? Write it in. How do I get this recording? David, we are going to have this recording for you guys after the call. As soon as it's over and we stop the recording, Maria will get that in all of the threads tonight. Who else? Carolyn, it was so fun. We met Carolyn just a couple of weeks ago at the coffee shop. I can relate. Loss of inflammation, IBS, no more. Stacy, love it. Yes. Stacy joined Margot after she saw Margot doing the supplements. And Carolyn, we met at the coffee shop just a few weeks ago through Karen Ray. I'm doing for weight loss, wanted more energy and to feel calmer. Oh, I love that. I love that. Tell me, iPhone to everyone. Who is this iPhone?
It's Carolyn, I think.
Yeah, it's Carolyn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Carolyn. Because you're not labeled. I love it. Yes. This is Carolyn. I love it. And Carolyn, would you mind unmuting? I know you've been on the supplements for just a little while, but are you noticing any wins personally? Because I know you've shared some with me already. Let me see. Do you know how to unmute? I can help, I think. iPhone, Samsung, ask to unmute. Did it work? I don't know which one is asked to unmute.
She just typed, in just a few weeks already, less bloated, more energy, less cravings, and lower blood pressure.
Love
That's
that.
awesome.
Oh, so good. Like huge wins there, right? I love that.
And she loves her pink drink.
Carolyn, I'm so grateful that you're here tonight with us, girl. I love that. Somebody else just said something in the chat, Maria. What was that one?
Diana, let me pull it.
Diana.
Thyroid, weight loss, inflammation.
Oh, I love it.
Is that what you're struggling with, Diana? Is that what you're looking for help with?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. And
We
you
can help
you
with
haven't tried the products yet, correct?
No.
Okay. We'll have to chat afterwards and see what
Yes.
questions you have. And so again, even in the picture that I have behind me, Plexus is a supplement company, right? I mean, they are a wellness company. They're based out of Scottsdale, Arizona. They've been around 16 years. And again, you heard my health history. It was really important to me to, what I'm putting in my body at the end of the day, right? And so that was super, super important for me. And even my doctor checked out all of the ingredients in these products. And so what I have behind me is, the foundation, which is a gut health. Plexus was founded in gut health, and we're the experts in the microbiome. And these 3 products is a foundation. It's a combination of vitamins, minerals, probiotics. It's our pink drink. Everybody loves the pink drink. It's probiotics, and it's vitamins and minerals, and it was a game changer for me and for many others. What I usually say is, I think everybody can benefit from a healthy gut. Period. And when you have an unhealthy gut, it's going to show up different for all of us. It may show up as acne. It could show up as hair loss. It can show up with inflammation. It can show up with IBS. It's going to show up in so many different ways, right? That, candida overgrowth, right? I mean, all these things that's just going to wreak havoc on our bodies. I think when you start to heal your gut, and again, where good gut health goes, everything else follows. And so, yes, this is a foundation. However, we have a 30-day detox. We have fat burners, carb blockers, protein shakes. We have skincare. We have multivitamins, right? I mean, we have so many different things that, again, that you're either picking up at your drugstore, you're picking up at Sam's, Costco's, you're picking up at Walgreens. And, what Plexus does is they make their own products, right? A lot of supplement companies will buy it. There's somebody making all these supplements, and all these different companies will buy it from them and slap their own labels on it, right? Like Cheney Brothers, right? Does everybody know Cheney Brothers? You know how many restaurants get their food from Cheney Brothers, right? So that's basically kind of the same concept. So all these different companies, and I have no idea, but they will buy their supplements from one company and put their label on it. And if you try one label and it doesn't work, and you try the next one and the next one, you're like, none of them work. It's because you're using the same exact product and you just don't even know that it's coming from the same place. Well, Plexus is different. Plexus makes their own. It's clinically tested, right? It's science. They have, we have medical advisory board. We have doctors, that are part of the entire process to make sure that our products are quality. Our pink drink is patented, and that is the difference. That's the difference. Why people's like, why does this work, right? And I always say, listen, there's so many. You go probiotics, there's like so many, right? But they're not all created equal, just like shampoo, not all the same, right? Deodorants, they're not all the same. But what I can say is ours comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, and I promise you, if you take it consistently for 60 days, you will notice something. You're going to see a difference. You're going to know it's working because you will feel it. So I'm excited to talk to you after this call, Diana.
Yes, I love it.
See how we can help you. Yes.
I love it. Founded in gut health, experts in the microbiome, right? So get with the person who invited you tonight to this call, you guys. We are going to be doing these testimonial Tuesdays. We are going to have different people coming on, sharing their testimonies, their wins with Plexus and their supplements, and everyone's looks different. We aren't all here for the same reasons, but we know that these supplements work no matter what it is you're looking for, because we ultimately are getting to the root cause and not putting a Band-Aid on anything. So we are so grateful you took time out tonight to be here. Make sure you get with the person who invited you, and we'll see you next